Good morning, friends, and welcome to the First Unitarian Church of Salt Lake City. My name is Amanda Esko, and I am our Director of Religious Education, and I am so glad to see all of you here for our Ritual Sunday. Friends, our announcements are filled with joy. Joy and community. So the first one that I have is tomorrow night is community dinner. And anybody that was here last month can attest that, one, we had a lot more people than we thought, and that the building was full of people and activities and fun. So this month, I highly encourage you to come again. It is a potluck dinner. We start at 6, and then the building is so full, I had to tell people, no more activities. We ran out of rooms. So we have a Brene Brown book club. They're reading Dare to Lead. We have Never Been Woke, another book club. We have a Learn How to Make Burritos for our Street Tai Chi program. We have fiber arts, yoga. There's a bad arts contest for our elementary-aged friends. It's going to be a time. A decolonizing Thanksgiving with Indigenous leader Francie Taylor. We're going to learn how to mend with environmental ministry. Lord knows we should all be fixing our stuff as opposed to buying new stuff. And Jan's going to teach us how to fix our stuff. So that's a skill, guys, that we no longer teach. So come to that. And Great Salt Lake letter writing. So the building is full and we want you here. So come and join us tomorrow night at 6 for dinner. Bring something to share, take from the community, and then we'll get going. Next Sunday, friends, who was here last year for Ukulele Sunday? That level of joy is coming back. If you have never seen 30 ukuleles play in a group, and then people in the pews with ukuleles playing, and we're encouraging everybody, bring your ukulele, friends. If you've got a ukulele stashed in a cupboard, bring it out. We will have all of the chord charts this year. It's going to be so much fun. So that is next week for our worship services with the Salt Lake Strummers. Again, joy. Next, the 16th is our new member service. So if you have been thinking about joining our church, please email Reverend Monica, and she will lead you through that process. But that is on the 16th of this month, and we do need to know who in advance would like to sign our book and join our community. And then, excellent news from the auction team. First, can we give our auction team a big hand? They made their very ambitious goal of $80,000. And as you see, there's still a lot of things that you can go to and buy and participate in. And so the bidding for all of our things, we are done. 2 p.m. today, Becky Heel is shutting off the lights on the auction because she needs her life back. So 2 p.m., the auction is done. So get your bidding in now, sneak in that last silent auction bid and take it from the hands, friends. So that's happening today. And then it is also the last Sunday to sign up for our tree planting on the Shoshone land. Go visit the environmental ministry table. That is happening on the 8th, and they can help you sign up to go join them to do that. And with that, our announcements are done. And I'd love to invite Ruby Butterworth-Wegner up to the pulpit to light our chalice. Lily, they're both doing it today. But Lily is at 9. There you go, Miss Lily.
We are a congregation of seekers for the truth and spiritual meaning, a leader in progressive religion. We draw strength and inspiration from each other's stories and from our rich traditions, and we celebrate our shared humanity. We are a beacon of hope, love, and joy in the Salt Lake Valley, and we reach out and join in solidarity with others to build a more just community and world.
So while the junior singers are getting in place, you might have a copy of I Just Want to Go, or you're sitting on it, or there might be one next to you. Now that's the one with my snazzy manuscript on it. So what we're going to do, we're going to let the junior singers sing the first two verses back to back, so 1 and 2, all right? Then you guys come in on the chorus. We're going to run through the chorus 4 times. The first 2 times are kind of slow. The next 2 times we jack it up, okay? Here we go.
Sometimes when I wake up Sunday morning and I'm having trouble finding where to go, I remind myself that there are those who notice I'm not there. I remind myself that there are those who care. Seems sometimes I just don't feel connected. Seems sometimes I'm standing here alone. Then someone will lend a smile or they'll offer a hello. A friendly act of gentleness, and I'll remember that I know. I just wanna go to the place where the people know my name. I wanna go to the place where the spirit is the same. I wanna shout to the sky, 'cause it's the reason I believe the only thing that brings us here is love. I just wanna go to the place where the people know my name. I wanna go to the place where the spirit is the same. I wanna shout to the sky, 'cause it's the reason I believe the only thing that brings us here is love.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I just wanna go to the place where the people know my name. I wanna go to the place where the spirit is the same. I wanna shout to the sky, 'cause it's the reason I believe the only thing that brings us here is love.
Community night tutorial, how to clap on 2. 2 and 4, 2. Good job, you guys.
Your faith in Unitarians is amazing. One day, the whole congregation will clap on the 2 and the 4. I believe. My friends, I am very happy to welcome up today's lay minister, Hana Harper, who will speak the first of the month for the November lay minister theme of change. And this is like big, upheaval-ish change. So please welcome up Hana.
Growing up near the Pacific Ocean, I was graced with some magical moments at the beach and also some times of absolute horror. When I took my children back to visit often, we loved to explore the Laguna Beach tide pools, those quiet, shallow pools of still salt water and just shallow little pools between the rocks and the coral where crabs, anemones, urchins, starfish, and maybe even a sea cucumber could be found. Each little pool was like its own world. With children, the tide pools are nice because they are fairly predictable, safe, and contained. But other aspects of the beach are not so safe. The tides can cause an unseen shift in the flow of water called a riptide. Riptides can pull even the strongest swimmer out past the safety of the shoreline. This happened not too long ago to my 2 youngest children, and it was a moment I hope never to repeat. Thanks to their strong swimming and 2 heroic lifeguards who I will always reverence in my heart, they were saved. But in that moment, there was intense panic, the instinct to fight, and a desperate attempt to regain control. As anyone who spent time at the beach knows, the more you fight the current, the more exhausted you become. The way through isn't resistance, it's surrender. The lifeguards will teach you, let the riptide take you out, breathe, and stay calm. Wait for the current to release you, and then swim parallel to the shore. So it's actually counterintuitive. Surrender, don't fight it. This is actually what saves you. We all go through these riptide moments in our lives. Times when something that we consider to be permanent is suddenly stripped away, and we never maybe could have foreseen that or prepared for it. A relationship, a job, an identity, a belief system. Often, we mistake these moments for failure. I know I have. I've thought, what did I do wrong? However, many spiritual guides will tell you these are not failures. Rather, they're invitations. The spiritual invitation of a life rupture isn't, how do I rebuild what was lost? It's, what truth is being revealed underneath? In my early 20s, I met another kind of riptide. I was a new LDS missionary in San Antonio, Texas, and my mom told me by letter that she had been diagnosed with breast cancer and would soon undergo chemotherapy and radiation. Shortly after, I found out that my dad's 2 state-of-the-art titanium hip implants had failed due to a manufacturing defect. They were tainted with motor oil, and there was a national lawsuit, so he had to get them replaced. I remember reading these letters and feeling the room shrink around me. My parents were suffering greatly, and I was thousands of miles away. I wanted to go home immediately and care for them as they had cared for me. I even asked. But I was encouraged to stay, to keep serving. So I determined to be faithful and stay. And something broke open in me that year. It was this quiet fracture that I couldn't quite name. I watched my parents weather that storm with dignity and with strength. Meanwhile, I threw myself into the work, believing that my efforts as a missionary would help them to heal. For years, I've dealt with regret over my choice to stay and serve during their time of great suffering. I regretted that I didn't swim against the tide, against the counsel of my mission president, and I wished that I was strong enough to follow my heart and go home to care for my parents. But you know what? I don't think I was ready for that yet. If I had fought the current then, it just might have pulled me under. So instead, I swam with that current for quite a while. I let it take me where it needed to, away from the familiar shore and towards something far more vast. Over time, it felt like I was losing everything solid beneath me. And that's the strange mercy of these riptide moments in our lives. They take you out past the great depths and teach you how to come back differently. So that current that once terrified me and threatened to pull me under, in fact, wasn't trying to drown me at all. It was teaching me how to breathe in deeper waters.
last June, I had the pleasure of accompanying our youth group on a week-long trip to Boston. Boston is sort of the Salt Lake City of Unitarian Universalism, I guess. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, okay. And today I'm very happy to say that two of the youth who participated in that trip are going to share brief reflections about their experience. Please welcome up Clara and Rosie.
Good morning, everyone. Yeah, as Reverend Jay said, I'm Clara. Last June, after completing our coming of age program, the 10 high schoolers went on a trip to Boston. Our teachers, Amy, Peter, and Reverend Jay went along with us. This morning, we wanted to share with you some of our experiences along the way. On our first day, we went and visited the UUA headquarters, and after that, we were given a tour of the Arlington Street Church. This church was founded in 1729, but the building has been around since 1861. As the group was led through the building, we learned about the history of early Unitarianism. We saw stunning Tiffany stained glass windows throughout the chapel, and I have pictures if you want to see them after. Having grown up a Unitarian, I was surprised to see that most of the windows were Christian themed. That church is quite a lot bigger than the one we have here, probably like about twice as big. While at our church we have open pews. At Arlington Street Church, each pew has a closed door, and they had heaters in them. So there you didn't get cold. First service, it was 63 degrees in here. It was a little chilly. But despite all of these differences, we felt a sense of familiarity when we found our shared copies of Unitarian hymn books in the pews. I enjoyed when our guide played the organ, but my musical highlight was when our group got to ring the church bells. The grand finale of the tour was when we climbed up the stairs to the bell tower. There were about 10 bells, I think, and we have a little one, but theirs is huge. And from there, we could see the biggest of the many bells, as well as a beautiful view of Boston. We also got to tour King's Chapel, another historic Unitarian church. Throughout the trip, we saw where the Boston Tea Party occurred. We were given a tour of Harvard and went on a duck boat tour and waded in Walden Pond. You can ask Becky Goodwin, another high schooler, about her Unitarian baptism. Throughout our trip, we had many opportunities to experience the foundations of Unitarianism. Visiting the historic UU churches in Boston reminded me that I am part of something much bigger than the church I grew up in. Thank you.
I don't know about any of you guys, but I tend to forget that not everything that happens to me and not every single thought that occurs in my brain is original. Like how I underestimated the amount of people that were also going to stand in the line for a store that I went to on its opening day. 3.5 hours for one item.
What store was that?
K-pop Love in Taylorsville, because I'm very original. It's especially easy to forget there are other Unitarian churches outside of First Church. So imagine how jarring it is to stand in some of the oldest Unitarian churches in the country and hear about UUs throughout history. And not just some random dudes, mind you, like founding fathers and famous authors that you'll hear about in your English class. After so many years of listening to UU of the Week, we can talk about historical authors and stuff in my English, and I'd be like, whoa, I know that guy. we all know the stories about like Emerson and Thoreau and whatever other you of the week people we learned about in Sunday school, but something about actually seeing the places where where these stories take place like sparked something different in my mind, like an "oh, this is real" moment, not just a text on a page. Maybe it's because this is Utah and we're so, as Unitarians, we're like so isolated with the predominant Mormons. It never really occurred to me before our trip that there are other Unitarians out there so sitting in the same place as so many others before me, who I've learned about for so many years, was a very, I don't know, I'm not going to say a spiritual moment because I don't know if it was. Like, I'm not going to straight up lie and say, I felt their spirits. Some people might say that. I'm not going to. But we stood in Walden Pond and walked through the same corridors that led from beautiful historical Harvard Divinity buildings to a corporate cafe inside of essentially Hogwarts. I have pictures of that if you want to see that. Yeah. So just being able to actually understand that I'm a part of something that is not just this comparatively very small room and these people that I have known my entire life. It's very interesting. It's an experience that I probably won't have again. So thank you for, letting high schoolers get to do this. Also, King's Chapel has something called the Bells and Bones tour, which you would think is like, it's a tour of their crypt, and you get to see their bells. One, we didn't see the bells. And two, no bones. Not a single bone. It was still a very beautiful space, but bones.
Another paper, everybody sing along
Yes.
with this one, yeah.
I am a Unitarian.
All
We give thanks for this precious day, for all gathered here, and those far away, for this time we share, with love and care. We give thanks for this precious day.
Today is a Share the Plate Sunday, which means that half of everything that goes into our collection plate, as well as anything that you donate on your phone with the QR code with the note Share the Plate, will go to a local organization that shares our values. Today, the nonprofit organization that we will be sharing our plate with is called Women of the World. And to tell you a little bit more about Women of the World, I'm happy to welcome up Samira Harnish.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for having me here today. I founded Women of the World in 2009. Our mission is to support refugees from all nations to achieve self-reliance, economic success, and a voice in our community. So our program is more of it, finding a job, giving English language in our office, and customized service for every woman, whatever they need. Like, I wanted to be a pilot, I wanted to be an engineer, I didn't want to be a CNA. So that's where our work to make those women that they survive to thrive in our state. Thank you so much.
Please give generously as you are able, and please also take this time to greet one another as well. Question. How many in this room have seen K-pop Demon Hunters? Nice. Excellent. All right, if you haven't seen it, don't worry, I'm going to spoil everything. That is your spoiler warning. If you do not want the film to be spoiled, you may go away. No, this is like polite now. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to say spoiler warning, so if people don't want to be spoiled, they can leave. So I was a little bit late to K-pop Demon Hunters, but as a 40-something, that is my want and right. I get to be as late as I want to these things. I had heard great things about it for months, and it actually sounded like something that I would like. An animated magical girl musical about Korean mythology and K-pop, which is Korean pop music, if you don't know. All of these things are right up my alley. And look, you guys all got your Harry Potters and your Game of Throneses and your Marvel movies, and I never liked any of that stuff. And so I'm never into zeitgeisty things. Just let me have this, okay? Let me be happy. Anyway, I finally watched it with my kiddo. And he loved it, and I loved it. Again, spoilers ahead. So this movie is about a trio of young Korean women who make up the world-famous girl group Huntrix. What their fans don't know, however, is that the members of Huntrix are also magical demon hunters, tasked with defending the world from demons who try to feed on people's energy. They literally fight demons with their magical swords, but Huntrix has a bigger goal. Their songs inspire people and bring them together in unity and love. This inspiration and connection is visualized as a glowing light radiating out of people's chests and joining together to form this sort of like net or web, which is called a Honmoon, which means like spirit gate or spirit door. And this Honmoon separates the demon world from the human world. The more Huntrix inspires and connects their fans through music, the stronger the Honmoon grows. If the Honmoon grows strong enough, the hunters believe it will become a permanent golden Honmoon that will seal away the demon world completely and protect humanity for good. The group believes that they're on the verge of creating the golden Honmoon, when suddenly the group's leader, Rumi, finds herself unable to sing. I know. You see, Rumi has been hiding a secret her entire life. Her father was a demon. I told you there were spoilers. And though she has always covered up the demon markings on her arms, now the markings are spreading and they're affecting her throat, her voice. To make matters worse, 5 beautiful boy demons become a K-pop boy band in order to steal Huntrix's fans and foil their plan for the Golden Honmoon. This is an amazing film. You should all watch it. The girls decide to write a vicious takedown song with truly brutal lyrics about how awful and evil the members of this boy band are inside. The lyrics, here are some of the lyrics. I've seen your real face and it's ugly as sin. Gonna put you in your place 'cause you're rotten within. A demon with no feelings don't deserve to live. Like, pretty brutal. Yeah, I know. They are fire. But Rumi begins to doubt that a song focused on hate is the best way to take down the demon boys. And she also starts to get to know the leader of the boy band, Jinu. 400 years ago, you see, Jinu made a deal with the demon lord for a beautiful voice that would get him out of poverty. But in doing so, he abandoned his mother and sister. Now, it's implied that his shame turned him into a demon just as much as the demon lord himself. Now, he says, Jinu always hears the demon lord in his head, reminding him of his worst act and his shame. Rumi finds herself relating to this demon and his deep feelings of shame that keep him a prisoner, trapped. To her, now, he is no longer demonized, but humanized. And it is through this, seeing herself in her enemy and her enemy in herself, that she is able to save the day. In the film's finale, Rumi realizes that her own shame about being part demon is tied up with the idea of the perfect golden Honmoon, which she believed would cleanse her of her demon traits. Instead, she decides to embrace her whole self, including the parts that she had been ashamed of, and breaks the golden Honmoon apart. With the Honmoon gone, it seems like all is lost, and the demon lord rises up into the human world to steal the souls of innocent people. But then, Rumi reveals her demon markings to her friends and to the world. They create a new song of acceptance and compassion that inspires humanity, and a new Honmoon is formed. This time, it's an iridescent rainbow. Everyone's colors shining brightly. This rainbow Honmoon is pure compassion and love. Instead of being trapped forever in the demon world, Jinu is released from his captivity and shame. Rumi's demon markings now cover her whole body and glow in the same rainbow light as the Honmoon, the source of her former shame, now giving her the power she needs to banish the demon lord and release his hold on the souls of the world. And yes, this is a kids' movie. It is a very fun kids' movie. And yes, these songs are catchy as heck. Have they been in my head since I watched the movie? Yes. Are they in my head right now? Yes. But I think it is worth looking at the message of the film. Because honestly, the fact that this has been the biggest thing in the world for a good portion of the year gives me some hope. It started as a kids thing, of course, which is even cooler, because I like to think that children have an emotional intelligence that many adults have tried actively to get beyond, frankly. And this is not a nihilistic movie. This is a movie about inspiration, about duty, about hope, and about connection. Rumi and her friends use the power of song to unite humanity. I think we all know we are in desperate need of feeling united right now. But Rumi and her bandmates Mira and Zoe come to understand that the final piece holding them back from defeating the demon lord was their own shame, fear, and hatred. After all, hatred is so often tied up with other emotions, other states of mind. We hate in others what we hate in ourselves. When we are able to release our own shame through repentance, through repair, through acceptance, through love, we may find that the things we have kept hidden are exactly what can connect us. And in setting free our own shame and fear, we may be able to reach out to others in ways that we never could have imagined. May it be so. My friends, for our ritual today, we are going to create our own rainbow Honmoon. So you'll see in your pews, we have rainbow pieces of fabric. If everybody could take one. And there's going to be two parts to this, but I'm not going to be here to lead you through them because I'm going to be playing a song. So the first thing you're going to do, and don't do this yet, but you will do this, you will hold your piece of fabric in your hands or to your chest, either one, your hands or to your chest or both. And you're going to close your eyes and you're going to think of something that you have been ashamed of. You are going to think of something you have been ashamed of. And you are going to imbue that piece of fabric with that feeling, with your shame, that past shame. And then, once you feel like the fabric has absorbed enough of your shame, you're going to make a Honmoon, a web, with all of your friends here. So we're going to tie it all together, and you're going to do it as much as you can, get it as webby as you can. And while you're doing all that, I'm going to play a song. All right? Make that Honmoon.
I was a ghost, I was alone. Oh, duojin. Oh, gyosuge. Given the throne, I didn't know how to believe. I was the queen that I'm meant to be. I lived to lie, tried to play both sides, but I couldn't find my own place. I'm called problem child, 'cause I got too wild, but now that's how I'm getting paid. I'm done hiding, now I'm shining like I'm born to be. Dreaming hard, we came so far. Now I believe we're going up, up, up. It's our moment. No, together we're glowing. Gonna be golden. Oh, up, up, up with our voices. Young one, he catches you on then. Gonna be golden. I'm done hiding, now I'm shining like I'm born to be. Oh, our time, no fears, no lies, that's who we're born to be. Waited so long to break these walls down, to wake up and feel like me. Put these patterns all in the past now. Finally live like the girl they all see. No more hiding, I'll be shining like I'm born to be. 'Cause we are hunters, voices strong, and I know I believe we're going up, up, up. It's our moment. No, together we're glowing. Gonna be golden. Oh, up, up, up with our voices. Young one, ikajisu omnen. Gonna be golden. I'm done hiding. Now I'm shining like I'm born to be. Oh, our time, no fears, no lies, that's who we're born to be. Gonna be golden, we're gonna be born to be glowing, Balket Binanity. It's our time, no fears, no lies, that's who we're born to be.
Look at that Honmoon! That's beautiful. My friends, may all beings be well. May all beings be content. May our actions be bonded to our deepest values. May we treat others as we would be treated. May each breath bring us closer to our truest selves and to those we love. Amen. Thank you, Will, for that wonderful tiny harmonica thing. Thank you to the junior singers who are no longer here. Thank you to everybody who spoke today. And thank you all for being here. I hope I will see you out in coffee hour. You only have about 2 hours left to bid on any auction items that are left. Go forth in love.